We've all heard the joke, the happiest animal on Earth is a goldfish because it has a 3-second memory. It's a punchline we've accepted for decades, a piece of common knowledge that paints these shimmering creatures as little more than swimming decorations. But what if that's all wrong? What if the pet we've so profoundly underestimated is actually a complex learner, a problem solver with a memory that could put other animals to shame? We decided to put this myth to the ultimate test, and what we found will change everything you thought you knew. We're about to explore the surprisingly brilliant mind of the goldfish. The 3-second memory myth is everywhere. It's so widespread that for years, people have kept goldfish in small, featureless bowls, thinking they wouldn't remember their boring environment anyway. Culum Brown, a leading expert in fish cognition at Macquarie University, says the myth is bafflingly universal, though the exact number of seconds changes. But where did this idea even come from? The origin is murky, lost to a sea of anecdotes and hearsay, though some people humorously point to animated movies with forgetful fish. The crazy part is, scientists have known this was false for over 60 years. Studies from as far back as the 1950s and 60s showed that goldfish were intelligent. In 1966, researchers at the University of Michigan proved that goldfish could learn to avoid a mild electric shock, and they got better at it over several days, proving they could form memories. Yet, the myth lives on. So, we asked ourselves, if a goldfish can remember a threat, what else can it learn? Can it solve a puzzle? Can it run a maze just like a lab rat? We built our own experiment to find out. The experiment, Goldfish versus the Maze. This is Albert. He's a regular old goldfish, and he's our challenger. In front of him is a custom-built, underwater maze. It's a winding path with dead ends, all leading to a corner with a food reward. According to the myth, this should be impossible. Albert would just swim around randomly, forgetting where he was going every few seconds. On day 1, it almost looked that way. Albert took his sweet time, exploring every wrong turn. He bumped into walls, doubled back, and his first successful run took nearly 7 minutes. But then, something amazing started to happen. By the second day, Albert's time to solve the maze was cut by more than half. By the end of the week, he was consistently finishing in about a minute. He wasn't just guessing anymore, he was making deliberate turns, avoiding the dead ends he'd been stuck in before. It was obvious, he was learning, he was making a mental map. After 4 weeks, his average time plummeted to just 17 seconds. This wasn't instinct, this was learning and memory in action. To take it a step further, we copied a page from the scientist's playbook. Studies have shown that goldfish can navigate using allocentric cues, landmarks outside of the maze itself. So, we placed a bright red plant and a blue castle around the tank. Albert's performance got even better. He was using the decorations to orient himself, a complex skill that points to some serious spatial awareness. But the most mind-blowing part was yet to come. We gave Albert a month off, no training, no maze. Then we put him back in. Would he remember? The answer was a definite yes. Not only did he remember the path, but he solved it even faster than his last training day. This isn't a one-off. Scientific studies have shown that goldfish can retain information on how to solve a maze for at least 6 months, and possibly longer. Albert wasn't just smart for a fish, he was showing off a cognitive ability that completely shatters the 3-second myth. The science of a smart fish. So what's going on inside that tiny, shiny head? How can a fish without a hippocampus, the part of the brain mammals use for many types of memory, do all this? For years, this was used as proof of their bad memory. But scientists now know that fish have a similar brain region called the pallium that does a comparable job. Specifically, the lateral part of the pallium has been linked to spatial cognition in goldfish, acting a lot like our own hippocampus. Damage this area, and a goldfish's ability to navigate by memory gets worse. This brain structure lets them build cognitive maps. Think about how you get around your city. You don't just remember a series of left and right turns, that's rote memory. You have a mental map that lets you find shortcuts and figure out where you are from different spots, that's spatial cognition. Incredibly, studies show that goldfish switch from using simple rote memory to relying on these more complex cognitive maps over time. They learn the layout, not just the directions, and it's not just about mazes. A 2020 study from the University of Oxford found that goldfish can accurately estimate distance. They trained fish to swim a specific distance about 70 centimeters for a food reward. Even when the starting point was moved, the fish consistently traveled the correct distance. They do this using optic flow, by tracking how objects move in their vision to judge how far they've gone. The evidence is overwhelming. From remembering feeding times for months to learning complex tasks, a goldfish's memory isn't just longer than 3 seconds, it can last for months, or even years. More than just mazes, the wow factor, the intelligence of goldfish isn't limited to navigation. They are surprisingly trainable and can learn tricks that would impress any pet owner. Using positive reinforcement rewarding good behavior with food, people have taught goldfish an incredible array of skills. There's the famous Comet, a goldfish trained by Dr. Dean Pomerleau to play sports. Comet could push a tiny soccer ball into a net, drop a miniature basketball through a hoop, and slalom around a series of poles. And before Comet, another fish named Albert Einstein earned a Guinness World Record for having the largest repertoire of tricks performed by a fish. These aren't simple tricks, they are complex, chain behaviors that show real problem-solving skills. You can teach a goldfish to follow your finger, swim through hoops, or even complete an obstacle course. Their intelligence has a social side, too. Goldfish can recognize and remember other individual goldfish. They can even recognize their human owners. Many owners report their fish swimming excitedly to the front of the tank when they approach, but hiding from strangers. And this is more than just seeing a big shape that brings food. Studies suggest they can actually distinguish between different human faces. It's a type of recognition that can build a simple, genuine bond. When you look at the whole picture, their capabilities are staggering. They solve puzzles, learn tricks, recognize faces, and build mental maps. In some spatial learning tasks, their ability to learn quickly has even been compared to that of rodents. This isn't an anomaly, it's the reality of a creature we have misunderstood for far too long. The new reality and our responsibility. We started this by questioning a myth that is as persistent as it is wrong. Through our experiment with Albert and a look at decades of science, the conclusion is clear. The goldfish is not a forgetful, simple pet. It is an intelligent animal with a strong memory and surprising cognitive skills. They can remember things for months, solve problems, and even form bonds with their owners. This new understanding comes with a big responsibility. If a goldfish is smart enough to map its surroundings and remember them, then keeping one in a small, empty bowl isn't just boring, it's cruel. An intelligent mind needs something to do. Research from Cullen Brown and others shows that these animals need an enriched environment to thrive, a tank with space to explore, things to navigate, and even other fish for company. Recognizing their intelligence means we have to rethink how we care for them and provide homes that challenge their minds. The 3-second memory myth is officially busted. It's time our treatment of these amazing animals reflects the truth. What you've seen today is just the beginning when it comes to animal intelligence. The world is full of creatures with abilities that will shock and amaze you. If you believe in treating all animals with the respect their intelligence deserves, hit that like button and subscribe for more myth-busting adventures. We want to hear from you in the comments. What's the smartest thing you've ever seen a pet do? Share your stories, and let's keep challenging what we think we know about the animal kingdom. Thanks for watching.